Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Lead, Sell, Grow the Human Experience podcast. I'm your host, Eric Konovalov. My company is The Goal Guide, and honored to be with you today. I want to talk to you guys about freedom. I'm not talking about the patriotic, rah-rah U.S. freedom, although it's a beautiful thing, and I'm a U.S. Marine. Nothing turns me on more than freedom. I'm talking about the mental freedom. I'm talking about getting free to be able to do what you want, when you want, how you want, with whom you want. Like, that life is possible for all of us. It truly is possible for every single person out there, yet most people aren't in there. So let me share with you a little bit of a story of how I got to where I am today. Back in 2014, if you would have looked at my life, you would have thought, man, this guy's got everything. Beautiful wife, 2 kids, nice house, great job. I was running a sales team for a tech company, everything. On the outside looking in, it was perfect. But I got to share with you, on the inside, it was turmoil. Now I know it's called being a sad clown, right? On the outside, it's all smiles. If you would have looked at my Facebook page back then, my goodness, I was the most positive, outgoing, posting quotes. But internally, I hated it. I hated where I worked. I hated who I was. I hated wearing a suit every single day to please people I didn't even like. Life was not that fun back then, now that I remember it. I still hate wearing a suit. I don't wear suits now, but I do if I need to. Anyway, why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this because everything you want, I truly believe this, is possible for you. Everything. But what got you here is not going to get you there. And so it's really important to understand, how is it that we can start creating that which we want and getting rid of that which we don't want. Here's one thing I would ask you. Just consider this. When is the last time you've tried something for the first time? I'm not talking about food either. I'm talking about things that challenge you, things that help you grow. When's the last time you've tried something for the first time? Chances are you're in a routine. If you're not happy where you are and you're not sure how to get to where you want to be, I'm willing to bet that you're in a rut and you're in a routine. Every day you wake up at the same time or around the same time. You probably go to work. You're going to a job you don't like. You're hoping you don't get fired that day. You come home, maybe you go to the gym, you watch some TV at night, you hang out with some friends, drink some beers. Next day you wake up again, boom, same old Groundhog Day. Same old Groundhog Day. And the thing about it is that most people, we don't know what we want. And so if we don't know what we want, how are we ever going to get there? It's like going somewhere and not setting GPS, not having a plan of where you're even going, just getting in the car and driving. You're going to end up somewhere. We don't know where, though. So I want to help you break free from that, because I feel like I broke free from that. Now, I'm far from where I want to be. I don't think I'll ever arrive to where I want to be. But I'll tell you what, 4 years ago, I had a dream to move from Maryland to Florida with my family. And guess where I am now? I'm in Florida, right on the West Coast. Beautiful. I look outside, there's palm trees. I got a house, it's got a pool. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying that 4 years ago, I had no idea how I was going to make it to Florida. And now we're living here. Maybe 5 years ago, it was the dream. We've already been here for 2 years. So what I want to share with you is it's possible for you. Back in 2014, in my sad clown days, I had a chance to meet Julie Riesler, and I hired her as my life coach. I didn't even know life coaching was a thing. And I remember Julie asking me, what's your morning routine? And back then I would wake up pretty early, go to the gym before work, and get to work. So as we started working towards the new and improved version of Eric, what Julie did was help me come up with a morning routine that I'm still proud to have now. Like, one of the things we did is journal. This is the 2023 journal. I don't do it every day, but I do it when I want to do it. Second thing we talked about is meditation, reading. I ended up writing my book, this B2B Sales Secrets book, during the morning routine. everything started getting clear. And you know why? Because my life, I started taking control of my life. It was like the day was no longer in charge of me. I didn't have to wake up and rush anymore because I started waking up at 4 a.m. Then it was 3:30 a.m. Well, no, I started at first at 5 a.m. Then I realized that wasn't enough time when I was writing my book. It went to 4:30, went to 3, probably went to 4, 3:30. Now it's 3:15. If I showed you my alarm, this morning I got up at 3:15. I came in here, I did my morning workout. I'm sorry, my morning routine, which was meditation, reading. Right now I'm taking a gym quick course in quick reading, so I want to learn how to read faster. And then I went and worked out with my F3 buddies. And now I'm recording this podcast before I'm going to go and take my kid to his bus stop in about 10 minutes. It's 8:07 a.m. It is 8:07 on a Wednesday. I got more done in this first half of the day than most people are going to get done all day. Why? Because there's a vision, there's a purpose, and there's drive. And I'm not saying this because I want to kind of impress you with what I do. I'm not. Half the time I hate this shit. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather sleep in. I'd rather sleep in. But sleeping in isn't going to get me what I want. You see, I have a goal. I'll share my goal with you. And I don't care what you think of it. So I'll share it. It's my goal. The goal is that when the younger one goes off to college, my wife and I can live anywhere in the world for 6 months at a time with income coming in, mainly passively. So I have to build that now. I have to build that now. He's almost 10 years old. He's going to be 10 on April 2nd. So I got about 8. Let's say, he needs a little extra help. I'll give him till he's 20. Got about 10 years. I got to build this thing. And every day I'm chasing that vision. So let me ask you, are you clear on your vision? And if you're not, why? How's that serving you? How does it serve you to not know where you're going in life? We have stupid goals. Sometimes our goals are like, well, I'm going to read, 52 books this year and I'm going to lose X amount of weight. But is that really an inspiring goal? Does that goal motivate you? Does that goal get you to jump out of bed and go for it? Probably not. As a matter of fact, by March, you're probably behind on your goal because it wasn't inspiring. It wasn't inspiring. You didn't challenge yourself. People talk about smart goals. Smart goals, I could see, specific, measurable. I think it's actionable, realistic, and time bound. The problem I've always had with smart goals is the R, that realistic. Because who's to say what reality is for you? Who's to say what reality is for you? Johnny Kim is a Navy SEAL who's a doctor, who's an astronaut. Can you imagine if he told that to somebody? Yeah, I'm going to become a Navy SEAL sniper. Then I'm going to go to become a doctor, and I'm also going to be an astronaut. Do you know how many people would hate on Johnny? Do you know how many people would say, what are you, nuts? No one can do that. David Goggins running, going from a fat dude to one that, considered the toughest man in the world right now. Me, an immigrant. We came here late 80s, early 90s, literally 1990 in March, we got here. We left former USSR in the late 80s, had to go through an immigration process. My family, it was 6 of us. Me, my mom, my sister, my stepfather, 2 stepsisters. We get to Baltimore, Maryland, $400 to their name. It's not realistic for me to start my own company. It's not realistic for me to even think this way. So when you're setting your goals, whose reality is it? Because realistic based on average people suck. Most people are average, and average sucks. So whose reality are we talking about? Here's what I'll tell you. God gave us a gift of imagination. And I'm of the belief that if you can imagine it, you can make it real. It's like Napoleon Hill said. If you can think it in your mind, what your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So that brings me to my next point, is how are our beliefs formed? How does it happen? Up until the age of 7, we really don't form our own beliefs. They're formed by our environment, by our parents. Now, if I grew up with immigrant parents with no money, a lot of stress, both parents work in 2 different jobs, driving a cab, delivering pizzas. My mom is a receptionist, some nail salon. They don't speak any English. My stepsister, who was 16, went to work at McDonald's. So that left me at pretty much 9 years old to do whatever the hell I wanted to do till 10, 11 p.m. There was no supervision. And we ran the streets. And so the reason why I say that to you is what beliefs are formed. Our beliefs are formed because of our environment. So if I believed back then, based on what I saw from my parents, that, life is hard, I have to have 2 jobs. In order for me to do anything, I have to work really, really hard at it. And if that's your belief, then that's how you're going to operate forever. Because belief drives our behavior. Most people, I've been teaching entrepreneurs on how to sell recently. And what I realize is what's stopping them most of the time is their belief. And once we start diving deep and asking them like, hey, why are you afraid of making a call? Oh, I don't want to annoy them. It's their belief about what a salesperson does that drives their behavior of call reluctance. Hey, when you're saying in your script, when you say we've been around for X amount of time and we've helped so many people, why don't you say I've been around for this amount of time, I'm helping so many people? Oh, I don't know that. I don't want to boast. You got to boast. You got to really see your true value. We got to see our true value in order to help somebody else. If we don't believe we're valuable enough, how are we ever going to help? If we don't believe that selling is a good thing, that nothing happens until a sale is made, how are we ever going to go sell something? If we don't believe we're not worthy of a certain lifestyle, how will we ever achieve the lifestyle? So let me ask you, what do you believe? What do you believe about yourself? You can see it in your results. See, belief drives behavior. Our behavior is how we take action, and our action gets us the results we've got. So if you don't like the results you're getting, I think the biggest problem that people are doing is they're changing the action. They change their action. I'll tell you one of my beliefs. Recently, it's so stupid. I recently realized this. Growing up, all the clothes that I wore were either from Goodwill or hand-me-downs. And so the other day I was going to the gym. I have a drawer for gym shirts. I take out a gym shirt and I noticed the armpits are like crusty, from sweat and deodorant, whatever, crusty armpits. And I'm like, isn't that interesting? My belief is that you don't go and buy brand new shirts for the gym. They have to be, first you buy a going out shirt, then it becomes a home shirt, then it becomes a gym shirt. What a stupid belief. But that belief drove my behavior. I never go out and buy. I've never up until now went out and bought brand new shirts for the gym. I would always wear like older shirts that are a little worn down. My belief drove my behavior. And so this second, in a split second, I can change that belief. In a split second, I can say, whoa, I'm worthy. I can go get brand new shirts. I don't have to have, crusty armpit shirts just because I'm going to the gym. And it's the same for you. So if you don't believe you're worthy of starting your business, if you don't believe you're worthy of being $1 million a year producer, and the way you don't believe it is because of the results you've got. Don't focus on changing your behavior. More cold calls, more starting a new business, more books that you're going to read aren't really going to help you. What is going to help you is changing your internal subconscious belief. And you got to go to work with yourself. First, you have to understand what it is that you believe. First, you got to make the unconscious conscious. Because if you don't, like Carl Jung said, it will control your life and you will call it fate. So the first thing we got to do is get our beliefs on the forefront. What do I believe? Why do I believe it? Take it to court, fight it every step of the way. Second thing I want to ask you guys about is, when do you have time for you? Are you jumping out of bed and just now you're rushing? You hit the snooze button, you jumped out of bed 30 minutes later than you wanted to. Now you're late, your kids are late, you're stressed. That's how you're showing up to life. Why? You don't have to do that. You can create a nice morning routine. Start getting up 30 minutes earlier, read for 10 minutes, listen to some positive things first thing in the morning, journal a little bit, say something about what you're grateful for. Get your mind going, because look, it starts up here. This drives everything that we do. Our beliefs drive our behavior. Next thing I would recommend, turn your car into a classroom. When you're driving somewhere, learn some stuff on YouTube University. Kind of like this. If you're driving right now and watching or listening to this, kudos to you. Your car is a classroom, and I hope this episode helps you out. But if you're just listening to music or pointless stuff, it's not going to help you grow. It will not help you go from here to there. We got to change what we're thinking about. We got to change how we do things in order to get a different result. And then the next thing is, what have you been putting off that you know you want to do, that you know you should do, that's going to take you to the next level, but you're putting it off because you're scared? What is that thing? I'm challenging you. Take a step towards it. Just go freaking do it. I signed up for a marathon. I quit drinking. That's tough for me. I'm Russian. I mean, I was drinking shots since I was like 14 years old. Quit cold turkey. Why? Because people I listen to, like Bedros Keuilian, like Navy SEAL Ray Care, for the last like year, they've been telling me, hey, it's poison in your body, poison in your body, poison in your body. Finally, it hit. It's poison in my body. Why would I poison my own body? I feel so good now. It's been a month. It's been a month and a couple of days since I've had a drink. I'll never have a drink again, because that's what I committed to. It wasn't easy. It's not easy, but that's what we're going to do. So the question is, where are you challenging yourself in your life? And if you're not, where should you challenge yourself in your life? Listen, don't spend another day being the old you if that's not who you want to be. Just start thinking about, what is that future you want? Grab a journal and write it out. Just write it out. What do you want? Just have fun with it. Create. Use your imagination. If you had all the money in the world, what would you be doing? Write that out. See what that life is. Feel into what it is you're meant for here. Look, everything in nature grows to its full potential. That's the beautiful part about nature. Everything in nature grows to its full potential. You plant the tree, it doesn't grow halfway. It's going to grow to the fullest that it possibly can. Humans are the only ones that will not grow to our full potential. We just kind of stop and relax. Why? Because there's resistance. There's fears. There is, lack of belief that we can actually achieve something like that. Everybody believes in abundance. We just don't believe in abundance for ourselves. Why? I'm going to leave you with this, because I got to go take my kid to the bus stop. The second you change your belief and start operating from your imagination, your life is going to start changing. The second you take control of your life, every aspect of it, become intentional with your mornings. Turn off the cell phone. Do not disturb. Do not look at your cell phone. Don't answer any emails until like 9 a.m. Don't even touch it. Only thing you're listening to are some motivational things. You're reading good things. You're writing your vision out. You're setting goals for yourself that are just scary as shit. They're out there. These goals got to scare you. And then the universe aligns. And I promise you, you're going to like the changes that you see and create for yourself. All right, guys, I got to go. See you on the next episode.